quiet steps rising, but the ember in my chest keeps burning. Cold in the block, but the warmth in my stride keeps turning. Pressure in the steel, but the glow in my tone keeps churning. Night on my back, but the fire in my breath keeps stealing. Shadow in the gate, but the heat in my bones keeps yearning. Cold tries calling, but the rise in my soul keeps returning. Frost in the air, but the glow in my chest keeps burning. Emberline drip beneath the quiet steps. Warm light pulse when the cold compress. Glow in my chest when the shadows press. Heat in my breath when the frost contests. Rise in my tone when the steel digests. Warm line spark when the night invests. Glow in my bones when the dark resets. Cold in the gate, but the warmth in my stance stays steady. Night in the air, but the glow in my mind stays ready. Pressure in the block, but the rise in my tone feels heavy. Frost in the path, but the heat in my chest feels steady. Shadow in the rail, but the glow in my breath feels heady. Cold tries freezing, but the warmth in my bones says steady. Night tries closing, but the rise in my soul says ready. Emberline drip beneath the quiet steps. Warm light pulse when the cold compress. Glow in my chest when the shadows press. Heat in my breath when the frost contests. Rise in my tone when the steel digests. Warm light spark when the night invests. Glow in my bones when the dark resets. Cold tries creeping, but the warmth in my stride keeps bending. Night tries pulling, but the glow in my eyes keeps sending. Pressure in the block, but the rise in my will keeps trending. Frost in the gate, but the heat in my core keeps blending. Shadow in the rail, but the warmth in my breath keeps lending. Cold in the air, but the glow in my chest keeps mending. Night in the path, but the rise in my soul keeps ascending. Emberline drip beneath the quiet steps. Warm light pulse when the cold compress. Glow in my chest when the shadows press. Heat in my breath when the frost contests. Rise in my tone when the steel digests. Warm line spark when the night invests. Glow in my bones when the dark resets. Cold in the block, but the warmth in my breath keeps climbing. Night in the gate, but the glow in my chest keeps binding. Pressure in the steel, but the rise in my tone keeps rhyming. Frost in the air, but the heat in my bones keeps shining. Shadow in the path, but the warmth in my voice keeps binding. Cold tries freezing, but the glow in my soul keeps finding. Night tries closing, but the rise in my core keeps grinding. Emberline drip beneath the quiet steps. Warm light pulse when the cold compress. Glow in my chest when the shadows press. Heat in my breath when the frost contests. Rise in my tone when the steel digests. Warm line spark when the night invests. Glow in my bones when the dark resets. Cold on the rail, but the warmth in my name keeps burning. Night on the gate, but the glow in my step keeps turning. Pressure in the blow, but the rise in my soul keeps learning. Frost in the air, but the heat in my bones keeps earning. Shadow in the path, but the glow in my breath keeps turning. Cold in the block, but the warmth in my chest keeps returning. Night in the gate, but